Number of suicides and domestic violence calls have increased since people have been urged to stay inside their homes.
News for Jax reporter Corley Peel is joining us live with a look at those numbers and how local domestic violence shelters are finding new ways to try and help. Corley?
I spoke with the Hubbard House tonight, and they say the increase in calls is expected considering survivors are stuck inside their homes with their abusers. And now the Hubbard House has created a new texting hotline so survivors can discreetly reach out for help. The psychological effect COVID-19 is having on people in Jacksonville is evident. Since people were urged to stay at home, records show JSO responded to 31 suicide calls in March. Police say officers responded to 200 calls for domestic violence from March 15th to April 14th. Hubbard House CEO Dr. Gail Patton says the increase in domestic violence calls isn't surprising.
I'm not surprised that the numbers went up because you're talking about abusers having greater access to victims and their children, and then we're talking about victims and children who are not having as much access to go out and get help because they're isolated and oftentimes trapped in the home with the abuser.
To help those in a domestic violence situation, the Hubbard House has now created a texting hotline number to give survivors an alternative option if they're scared to make a phone call. Dr. Patton says the Hubbard House has seen a 36% increase in the first 3 months of 2020 compared to 2019. But again, because people are quarantined with their abuser, they believe this has led to an 11% decrease from February to March.
And that's one of the reasons we wanted to find other ways for survivors to reach out to us rather than the only having a verbal option to call on the phone, because we know it's a lot more difficult now for survivors to get on that phone and actually have a verbal conversation versus this new text option.
Dr. Patton says it's important for survivors to know there are options and they're not alone. Dr. Patton says it's also important for survivors to delete their conversations that they have after they reach out to the text hotlines to make sure that their abusers do not see that they're communicating with them. She says since they put this texting hotline into place, there was 3 people that utilized the hotline over the weekend, but they're hoping that that will increase. You can find out more information about this hotline on our website at newsforjax.com. Reporting live, Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.